Hi, I'm Deepti. I'm a sophomore studying computational finance, and I am a vice president at UEA, and that's what I'm here to talk about. So we are an open access club, and we focus on internal events and also a competition. So in terms of internal events, we have them pretty frequently, a couple times a month, and those are things like socials, networking events, workshops, speaker events with founders, CEOs, all that kind of stuff. We are based right here out of the Swartz Center, so you'd be here a lot if you come hang out with us. So in a spotlight on a couple of events that we've done. Last spring, we did a startup career fair with all of these super cool companies you can see highlighted down here. And it was a really good opportunity. I know people that actually got internships and jobs out of this. So that's something that we offer. We've had past speakers. Poshan Lowe, who's a professor here, but he also has several of his own startups, and he came and spoke to us about that. We've had fireside chats with CEOs and VCs and legal experts. We have Corey Levy, who, if you guys don't know, he runs this program where he gives $10,000 to people to work on their startup idea for a week, and he came and talked to us and had a networking session, so that was pretty cool. Another program that we run is Founders Bootcamp, and that basically is a 10-week program where we take you guys from idea to a complete business by the end of it. So we'll have workshops on how to find a co-founder and product market fit and the legal parts of it and all of that jazz. So that we're probably going to be doing in the spring. So that's something that to definitely keep an eye out for if you're interested. And all of that stuff about internal events that I just talked about, all of that can be found on our Instagram, which I'm going to have a QR code for on the last slide. But definitely follow us there if you're interested in events that keep popping up, because that's where we're going to advertise those. And then the other big leg of what we do at UEA is the CMU Venture Challenge. So this is an annual international or national startup pitch competition to win funding, legal services, and mentorship. So this is kind of our tentative timeline for this year, subject to change, but this is kind of what we're looking at. It's basically, if you have an idea that you're already working on and you want to apply, you can definitely do that. We have cash prizes. We have super cool speakers. Last year, we had Blake Scholl and Lucy Go. And it's a huge event where we have lots of networking opportunities and really cool prizes. So definitely something to check out if you're interested. And getting involved, sign up for our newsletter to hear about all of our events and networking events and speaker events and updates on our competition. We do have a Slack channel, which is really just a community of people. If you're building something and you want to chit chat in there, that's great. That's our Instagram if you want to follow us. We will advertise everything on that. And then also, we are accepting board positions if you are interested in getting involved even more and getting super invested in this community with a smaller cohort of 20 or so people. Definitely consider applying. These are the positions that we're looking for. So we are looking at no entrepreneurship experience necessary, totally open to freshmen, just as long as you show dedication and you're interested, we would love to have you. And yeah, that's it. I can answer maybe 2 questions. Oh, oops. I can answer maybe 2 questions, but we are short on time. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, cool.
Hey guys, so I'm Luca. I'm a senior studying decision science and business. I'm one of the co-presidents for Scottie Ventures.
Hey everyone, I'm Krishna. I'm also a senior. I'm studying economics and statistics. I'm another co-president for Scottie Ventures this year.
Just to jump in, so what is Scottie Ventures? So our mission is to educate students interested in venture capital and private equity and give members an opportunity to get real-world experience. So we're open to everybody, looking to bring in anyone, whether you know about VC, you don't know about VC, people interested in venture capital, entrepreneurship, anything in that sense, and give you kind of the knowledge that you'd need to potentially get funding or go out and fund startups in the future. So a few things that we do, we have education series. So in the fall, we have a venture capital series, and in the spring, we have a private equity series. So in these, they're open to everybody every Sunday, and we'll teach you everything from what is venture capital and private equity all the way to how do you build a financial model where you can value a company and then build a smart investment. Then we also do competitions. So we send a team to the International Venture Capital Competition every year. If you win regionals, you go to globals, and last year we won both, so fingers crossed we can repeat this year. But those competitions basically just consist of startups coming in and pitching to you, and then you build a mock investment and then get graded on how good your investment is. So you'll compete against other schools generally and then get graded by actual VCs. And then for internships, I'll pass it on to Krishna.
Yeah, so in our spring semester, we provide internships with partner firms from New York, San Francisco, and Pittsburgh. These firms are in venture growth, private equity, and it's a really great way to get actual experience under your belt. These are part-time, like 10 hours a week. One thing I want to bring your attention to is that we do recruit for these. Like we do the analyst process in terms of an application and an interview in the fall, so that's coming up in the next few weeks. So be cognizant of that, and that's a really great way to, get a lot more interest and, experience in this community before going on for the rest of your sophomore, junior, and senior fall. Lastly, we also do professional development, so included in our education series, which focuses more on VC entrepreneurship and hard skills. We also have a section about 10 minutes at the beginning of each that focuses on relevant professional development skills. These education sessions are open to everyone, so there's no application process as there is for the analyst program. Lastly, we do speaker events, often in partnership with UEA or independently with people from VC firms, private equity firms, entrepreneurs, and others in industry. And then how can you get involved? So the education sessions are on Sundays, 4:30 to 5:30. They're usually in the Swartz Center. However, our first one, which is tomorrow, is actually in this classroom. So if you're interested in Scottie Ventures at all, highly, highly recommend you come to that. We'll be going over a lot of things related to the club and recruitment. That's that. Join the newsletter. There's a QR code right here to our newsletter. That is where a lot of our relevant updates will come through. Additionally, our Instagram, Scottie_Ventures, has a lot of the same materials going out, and is a really good way to stay updated on our events. Attend the speaker events. Look at our website. Actually, that just went live like a couple days ago, so we'll probably push that out to our mailing list. That has a lot of relevant links and publicly available resources. Now that we're trying to push this out to more people. And then Luca and I are always free, happy to chat, happy to talk with freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors about anything related to the club or the community. Thank you.
There's something up with the logo, but the logo would have looked really pretty at the top of this. Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about Sigma Eta Pi. Sigma Eta Pi is the first co-ed entrepreneurship fraternity at CMU. Wow, that logo is really going to be blocked out for the whole presentation. But we're going to just start off with like a quick stat, right? Or quick questions. So the reason that SEP got started is we kept hearing a lot of these questions around like, oh, are startups too risky? When do I do this? At what point in my life is this like worth it? Or how do I start? And to do that, we kind of had a core thesis in mind. We found that a lot of founders meet each other in university. So 7 out of 10 unicorn founders who go on to start billion-dollar companies, they all meet in college. And only 25% of these are from like the traditional startup schools like the Stanford, Harvard, MITs of the world. So honestly, like if you are trying to optimize for your future in entrepreneurship, you really need to start now. That's why our goal is, oh my God, to bring talent together to build. So the only way to answer some of these questions around how to meet people and how to actually get started is to actually build together with your fellow students. Our process is around 3 main things. So first, there's a rush recruitment that starts actually tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have our first event at 7 p.m. And we'll have some info sessions around what we do, what we're trying to do, as well as a lot of fun events. Like in previous semesters, we've done like a blindfolded art challenge. We'll have some events around like intellectual curiosity, so on and so forth. Then we put you through a 10-week accelerator program where you give you the ins and outs of how to start a company from start to finish, incorporate in Delaware, get customers, get revenue, the whole shebang. And finally, like the main goal of what the org is trying to do is be the social community where you're around all these ambitious, driven people who want to become founders. So we have a ton of case studies of this being successful. You remember Thomas from the panel earlier, but Alex actually previously won the McGinnis Venture Competition in the undergraduate division. He's been having an incredible success, and Thomas joined him from being an SEP as an intern over the last summer, building out a lot of the AI pipelines with him in New York. Also, I've helped like Alex connect with venture funding, part of the network going at work here. So yeah, they have an incredible product right now building AI for mortgage underwriters. Second, we have like examples like Hank and Leslie, where they are 2 game developers, both really interested in gaming. On their very first coffee chat together, they just kind of like kept spinning off ideas around like, oh, like I really love like the creative world around game development, and they ended up starting to do a lot of the concept art together in the game, build out their own like world, and now he has like 40 developers working with him to develop this indie game that are going to be launching their first alpha very, very soon. And finally, like another example to really just show the breadth of the kind of founders that we have in this org are like Foy and Huare, who ended up becoming co-chefs for Honey Poi, which is like they host dinner parties in Pittsburgh of over 100 people. They pay like $50 a meal. This is us at the pop-up restaurant that we hosted in New York. They also did one in SF. And we had all sorts of people in the organization come together. Like Audrey brought her swing jazz band that she started. Eunice created a lot of content and filmed a documentary on the process. And a ton of the SEP people in the community came out to New York and just helped be waiters on staff. So the big point here is that now is the opportunity to meet all these ambitious people who have interests in so many different areas. And SEP is this great organization that I think is truly special in connecting these people. So make sure to follow us on Instagram. We'll have our first info session tomorrow at 7, and you can see the rest of the calendar there. Yeah, you are. You can join like anything, like as many as you want, I guess. I think within like the social Greek system, you can like only join like one. But for this is like a technically considered like a professional org within the school. We're just a club. So you can join us. You can join us in AK Psi, us AK Psi, and like the social org.